Now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive into today's topic. We're about to explore something truly exciting: the potential for oil to resume flowing and salaries to get paid in Iraq, and what that might mean for the dinar's exchange rate. If these things happen, it could trigger the need for a new exchange rate. But here's the kicker: it could happen at any time. They've mentioned that oil could start flowing again in just hours, and I think we should all take that seriously. It's an exciting development, don't you think? But before we go deeper into that, let's take a moment to talk about something fascinating. Did you know that a small change in a country's currency exchange rate can have a huge impact on its economy? Today, we're going to take a closer look at the Iraqi dinar, specifically the idea of dropping 30 zeros off its exchange rate. You might be asking yourself, why is this even important? Well, understanding how currency values work can help us understand a country's economic stability and growth. So let's break it down together. At the moment, the exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar is about 1320 dinars to every US dollar. This number may seem a bit confusing, especially when we compare it to other currencies. But what would happen if we were to drop 3 zeros from the dinar? It's an interesting idea that could drastically simplify the value of the dinar. Instead of dealing with 1320 dinars per dollar, we could reduce it to a much simpler figure. Let's do some quick math here. If you take $1 and divide it by 1320, you get around 0.76. That might sound complicated, but let me explain further. What this means is that with 1320 dinars per dollar, 1 dinar is worth less than a penny in US dollars. However, if we were to drop 3 zeros, the equation changes dramatically. Instead of $0.0076 per dinar, the value becomes $0.76 per dinar. In simple terms, dropping the 3 zeros would make 1 dinar worth 76 cents instead of a fraction of a cent. This is more than just a number. It's about how the currency is perceived. When a currency has a lot of zeros, it often signals instability. People tend to think of hyperinflation and economic turmoil. Dropping those zeros could change the narrative, making the currency seem more stable and trustworthy. It would certainly help reshape how both the Iraqi people and the international community view the dinar. Now let's talk about why this shift matters so much for Iraq. Iraq is actively working to integrate its economy into the global market. By reforming the dinar, they can boost their international standing. This is a big step for Iraq as it seeks to attract more investment and establish stronger trade partnerships. But currency reform is just one part of the puzzle. The Iraqi government and its financial institutions are also working to stabilize the economy in other ways. They're modernizing their banking systems, increasing transparency, and improving infrastructure, all of which are vital for increasing trade and investment. Iraq has rich natural resources, especially oil, which plays a huge role in its economy. With proper adjustments to the currency and continued reforms, Iraq could attract foreign investors looking to tap into these resources. A stronger, more stable dinar would make the country more attractive to investors and boost confidence in the economy. If the value of the dinar rises through these changes, it could have a major impact on the lives of everyday Iraqis. One of the most immediate benefits could be an increase in purchasing power. If the dinar becomes stronger, citizens will be able to buy more with their money. This could improve their quality of life and provide a sense of economic stability. Confidence plays a huge role in international investments. Investors are more likely to invest in countries where they believe the currency is stable, and Iraq is clearly working hard to create that stability. A stronger dinar and a more stable economy would instill greater confidence, which in turn could bring in more foreign capital. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This kind of progress in Iraq could have a ripple effect on other countries facing similar economic challenges. Other nations may look to Iraq's example and consider similar currency reforms. The idea of dropping zeros, strengthening currencies, and modernizing financial systems could inspire countries in the region and beyond to follow suit, creating a wave of positive economic growth worldwide. To put it in perspective, we've seen this kind of currency reform happen before. Turkey, for example, dropped 6 zeros from its lira in the early 2000s. That move helped stabilize the currency, reduce inflation, and restore trust in the financial system. Iraq could follow a similar path, and it could be just as beneficial for the country's economy. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about another exciting development: the digital dinar. This new form of currency isn't just a regular digital currency like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. The digital dinar is different because it's backed by real assets, specifically gold and a mix of regional currencies. This means that the value of the digital dinar isn't just based on public trust, it's backed by tangible, real-world assets, giving it a more stable foundation. So why now? Iraq has faced many economic challenges over the years, like high inflation, rising unemployment, and a reliance on oil exports. These problems have put a strain on the country's finances. The introduction of the digital dinar is a strategic move to stabilize the economy. By embracing digital currency, Iraq hopes to modernize its financial system, streamline transactions, and attract more investment from abroad. One of the key questions is, how will the digital dinar work alongside physical cash? Some people worry that digital currencies will replace traditional cash entirely, but that's not the case here. The digital dinar will be available alongside traditional dinar notes. So, while people can continue to use physical cash in their everyday transactions, they'll also have the option to use digital currency for faster, more efficient transactions. This digital currency could be especially beneficial for small businesses and everyday Iraqis. Instead of waiting in long lines at banks or handling physical cash, people could send and receive money instantly and securely using the digital dinar. This would not only save time, but it would also make transactions more transparent and traceable, reducing the chances of fraud and corruption. One of the biggest impacts of the digital dinar could be on Iraq's parallel market. This market has been a significant part of Iraq's economy for years, with many people relying on it for goods and services that may not be easily accessible through official channels. However, the introduction of a regulated digital currency could pose a serious challenge to the parallel market. If people begin using the digital dinar for transactions, it could lead to a decline in demand for unregulated cash. As the digital dinar becomes more widely adopted, it could shift the way people think about money and transactions in Iraq. The digital dinar offers several advantages, including faster transactions, improved transparency, and better security. Digital currencies leave a traceable record of transactions, making it easier to track where money is going and reducing the risk of corruption. This is especially important in a country like Iraq, where transparency has been a challenge in the past. But there are challenges too. Not everyone in Iraq has access to the internet or digital devices. For the digital dinar to succeed, there will need to be widespread access to technology, and there will need to be a push to educate the public on how to use it. Without these key elements, the digital dinar might not reach its full potential. On the global stage, other countries are also exploring the idea of digital currencies. Iraq's introduction of the digital dinar could inspire other nations, particularly those facing similar economic challenges, to consider digital currency as a solution to stabilize their economies. This could lead to a broader global trend in the adoption of digital currencies, especially in countries where traditional banking systems are underdeveloped. As Iraq moves forward with the digital dinar and currency reforms, the big question is, will it work? While Iraq has been open about its plans and intentions for the digital dinar, the success of the initiative will depend on how well these changes are implemented and how well the public adopts them. It's a bold move, but it could be exactly what Iraq needs to stabilize its economy and attract global investment. Now that we've explored the potential impact of the dinar's reforms and the introduction of the digital dinar, I want to hear from you. What do you think about these changes? Do you believe dropping zeros from the dinar is the right move? Or do you have concerns about the digital dinar? Let's discuss it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content about global economics and trends. Your support helps us continue creating educational videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts.